Hi guys, welcome back to another video with myself, crypto banker SHX. Before we dive into today's video, just a disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. Now, I've just been sent this document which I wanted to share and put a video together because I think it's very important and very interesting when we actually look back in terms of the data and the records from 2018, 2019 to really understand and fully appreciate the journey that Stronghold as a business has been on. Also, what they've been doing with their institutional crypto exchange and how that ties in to the SHX token and Stronghold Net as well. And so this document is titled Stronghold CEO, It's Up to Us to Make Crypto Mainstream. And this was referencing her attendance and being a speaker and speaking back in the August of 2018 to TechCrunch editor Josh Constantine, who was interviewing Tammy at Chain Exchange, which is a conference on technology and innovation in Las Vegas. And part of those chat series were titled Separating Bitcoins from Shitcoins. So it touched upon Tammy's background as an entrepreneur. As we all know, she used to be the head of growth at Stellar. So she was actually in charge of growth when it came to the launch of the Stellar network and managed to bring on 4 million users within the first 2 months of the Stellar blockchain launching. They also covered the plans that Stronghold had and the work that they were doing when it came to crypto and what they were planning on doing in the future. And there's a couple of very interesting points here. Firstly, Tammy referenced that Stronghold were concentrating on cross-border payments as a use case, and also that Stronghold's platform is asset agnostic. So specifically, she said that Stronghold is poised to transform the remittance industry, which has traditionally been exploiting consumers who lack financial services. Now, we all know that Stronghold, their mission statement is financial services for all. And what she covers here is that she references the use of Stronghold USD, which is a stable coin which Stronghold had built with IBM to offer to institutional and retail customers on their Stronghold exchange. So it's separate from SHX. SHX is the currency of Stronghold Net. But the Stronghold USD was designed to be the stable coin of the Stronghold exchange. Now, this would allow for frictionless and instant payments. So it's the Stronghold USD has the capability to make over 300,000 near instant transactions for less than a cent. So it had, even back in 2018, the regulatory technology built in, and two different financial institutions could work together as if they were one by utilizing that technology. Another interesting point that she made was this at the bottom, and I will include the links to these documents below, to these articles in the description below. Please do go have a look yourself. But she says that what makes this a little interesting is that we're not saying that we're an exchange. We're saying we're a financial institution. She also said we're starting out with Stellar, but I don't think that we're tied to any one protocol. In the future, there may be many protocols and many ones that can scale, which is very interesting because if we think about Stronghold Net, we do have that multi-blockchain ledger capability through Ripple XRP, XLM Stellar, the US ACH network, which processes over $80 trillion a year. We have the ISO 222 capabilities, and FedNow as well, plus a virtual private Stronghold ledger, which I, in my own personal opinion, speculate that will be for these large financial institutions to be able to access Stronghold Net and utilize it through that virtual ledger. But also what's interesting is what she says here. So when asked about our Stronghold on track to create a more inclusive blockchain ecosystem where different forms of value are held and exchanged, she said, imagine a day where the New York Stock Exchange and Australian Stock Exchange and the Nigerian Stock Exchange are all connected on one platform. And your Starbucks points and your airline points are on a platform too. So you can just exchange this value. We're going to see more and more liquidity come into the world in places that are underserved. And I think that is where they, as in Stronghold, are going to be a front runner. So then if we start to then look and see what was happening and developing around 2018, 2019, we see this article in Investopia. Oh, sorry. Wow. Investopedia. It's been a long day. In relation to IBM launching a stablecoin backed by FDIC insured banks. So that's the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. So they are a United States government corporation supplying deposit insurance to depositors in American commercial banks and saving banks. And what this article says is that Big Blue is helping launch a stable coin, coins that are pegged to fiat currencies, cryptocurrency. So IBM has partnered with Stellar, a blockchain that shares technology with Ripple, and Stronghold, a startup, to launch a USD anchor. So coins of USD anchor are backed by the equivalent amount of US dollars on deposit at FDIC insured banks by Nevada-based Prime Trust. So according to Jesse Lund, who was at IBM at the time, he was the head of blockchain services. The startup plans to enable all sorts of digital transactional networks to settle their transactions with digital fiat currency on the same blockchain networks. And again, this is echoing the capabilities of Stronghold Net with that multi-cross blockchain ledger capabilities. In short, this means IBM wants to create a network where digital fiat currencies can be used to settle transactions across multiple blockchains. So he says what we envision is a network that has multiple different asset classes on it. So you have digital euros, digital dollars, digital pounds, and they are all really kind of running on the same networks, said Lund, adding that this could expand the use cases of digital currencies beyond just trading cryptocurrency markets. And that's very interesting because then it goes on to state that IBM's partners in this venture, Stronghold and Stellar, bring different sets of capabilities. Stellar is similar to Ripple in that its focus is on cross-border transfers. However, its markets are different. Unlike Ripple, which has forged alliances with banking institutions across the world, Stellar enables transfers within developing countries. If we start to think and just go back to what Jesse Lund said here, to me, he's talking about tokenization. And so what is interesting is that they're building a stable coin. They've launched an institutional exchange. And around the same time, we then see this article by CoinDesk, which is back in September 2019, in regards to Franklin Templeton to track money fund shares on Stellar blockchain. So the asset manager, Franklin Templeton, plans to use the Stellar blockchain to record shares in a new money market fund. And so, again, I will include the links below in the description. Please go have a read of these documents yourselves, these articles. But this article states that a multi-million-dollar asset management company plans to use the Stellar blockchain for a new fund. Franklin Templeton Investments filed a preliminary, prospectus with the US Securities and Exchange Commission Tuesday for a money market fund whose shares would be recorded on the Stellar network. Now, it says that the plan requires the SEC's approval. It did get the approval. But then what happened at around the same time, July 2019, is Stronghold just another stablecoin? We see this from Crypto Briefing. Last summer, Stronghold went live with its Stellar-based stablecoin. Like most stablecoins, Stronghold USD is backed by real assets and tied to the value of the US dollar. However, unlike its competitors, Stronghold isn't targeted at the general public. Instead, it's aimed at businesses and financial institutions. So, it then goes on to say, in fact, Stronghold has dramatically reduced its support for general users. In April, it barred retail investors from its exchange. So we see that initially they were speaking about cross-border payments, being allowed retail users to be able to utilize the exchange and the power of Stronghold USD. And then a few months later, backtracked, barred retail investors from the exchange, and made it purely for institutions and businesses. So this is very interesting if we then think about the asset manager of Franklin Templeton utilizing Stellar, gaining that approval, and then Stronghold has basically made this their exchange with Stronghold USD exclusively for institutions. And I think the reason for that is it would allow institutions and businesses to be able to invest in blockchain without the interference of retail or the focus of retail. So doing this very, very quietly. And as I say, for me, this is extremely bullish because when we start to understand what StrongholdNet is and we understand that SHX powers, it is the currency of StrongholdNet, you then start to see the correlation and the work that they've been doing in highly regulatory focused and in high compliance areas with their institutional exchange. And then that's really just a blueprint for then the real world utility adoption of StrongholdNet. We also see a very interesting point here, and anyone in crypto who's been around for a number of years will remember Facebook's Libra blockchain, which was shot down by the SEC in America, and they weren't allowed to roll it out. But we see that before that happened, Stronghold offered a testnet for Libra developers. So Stronghold at the time also offered a number of developer tools and introduced new dev tools for Facebook's Libra blockchain. So that allowed app developers to begin building and testing Libra apps. So the fact that they were actually doing this with Facebook and Meta, do you think that that partnership potentially has gone away? Or do you think that actually when we're thinking about these large social media apps like X, like Meta, who are then going to, and almost have already, start to transcend and grow into these all encompassing apps, whereby you can buy and sell, you can send payments, you can do pretty much anything that you would look to do by utilizing the technology of an app, but all in one place. Then again, for me, just my personal opinion, not financial advice, but things like this do sort of make me incredibly bullish. And so the bigger picture it states here is that Stronghold isn't just a stablecoin, it's a stablecoin with extensive services for regulatory compliance. And so they have the means to really bring that, really meet, I suppose, the requirements. Even back in 2018, 2019, when this was brand new technology, they were allowed to build and roll out an institutional crypto exchange and a stable coin to power that via Stronghold USD. And we sort of see that as the developments of the likes of Franklin Templeton developing and wanting to tokenize assets on the Stellar blockchain, suddenly retail was switched off and barred from the exchange, and it was only the bigger businesses and institutions that were allowed to utilize that technology. And now we look and see in recent times, this from April the 24th, 2023, that now Franklin Templeton has the Franklin On-Chain US Government Money Fund, which has surpassed $270 million in assets under management. And where is that fund sat? Well, it's sat on the Stellar blockchain. So people talk about tokenization, all these different cryptocurrencies and projects. They're going to have tokenization on it. They're going to tokenize property. They're going to tokenize trade. It's already happened on Stellar. They've been doing it for years now. And to me, as I say, when I just came across these documents and these news articles, to me, it very much has the alignment with Stronghold Net. When we talk about that multi blockchain capability of XRP, XLM, the FedNow, US ACH, ISO 222. 2024 is the year of the ISO 222 integration. They want a network which speaks to all of these other blockchains and all of these other systems to have an all-inclusive payments network where, as I say, you can move not only digital fiat, but also these other cryptocurrencies and these assets as well. So I just wanted to put this together. For me, as I say, when you read things like this and you understand the journey that Stronghold has been on, it becomes very apparent quite quickly that they have been leading when it comes to regulatory and compliance standards within this space. And the last thing that we're really waiting for is the official crypto framework in the US from the SEC. And Stronghold as a business have already been doing and working on this since 2018. So they're very much well positioned to take all, well, not all, but most of the market share and be front runners within this space. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Please like, share, and subscribe. I recently reached just over 1,000 subscribes on the channel, so thank you all for watching and subscribing, and I will see you on the next one.